So hi guys, my name is Storyteller EN, and today I will be reading you Wally Blast into Adventure. So I'm gonna start now. On Earth, a robot named Wally gathered trash. It was the 20th century, and the humans had left behind a lot of trash. Now they were up in space aboard a giant space liner called the Axum. Robots like Wally had been left on Earth to clean up the mess, but now Wally has the only bot left. Suddenly a spaceship touched down, and a slick white robot named Eve got off. She had been sent from the Axum to see if enough trash had been cleared, so that humans could live on Earth again. Wally was curious about Eve. She was very serious. Next page. Wally showed her all the things he had found while cleaning up the trash, such as light bulb and a broken clock. He even danced with a garbage can lid and made her giggle. Then Wally showed her a plant he had found. Eve took it and shut down at once. Wally did his best to care for his new friend, but it was no use. She wouldn't respond. When the spaceship returned for Eve, Wally hid and went into space with her. Aboard the Axum, the planet had somehow disappeared. The captain ordered Eve to go to the repair ward. He spotted Wally and sent him to be cleaned. Wally watched as the robots started to repair Eve. It looked as if they were hurting her. Wally crashed into the repair room and rescued her and the other robots. In the repair ward, who were called reject bots, they were all grateful to Wally, but nobody else on the Axum was happy. They wanted to punch Wally and Eve. The steward bots caught up with them, but the reject bots helped their two friends get away. Eve decided that the safest place for Wally was back on Earth, so she led him to an escape pod. But Wally didn't want to leave Eve behind. As Eve tried to convince Wally to get inside the instant bot, he had the missing planet. He put it in the escape pod and set the pod to launch themselves destruct. He didn't want the plant to live. Grotha excited the pod press the launch button. Wally hurried aboard to try to get the planet back. But he wasn't fast enough. The pod launched with Wally inside. Pod will self-destruct. Pod will self-destruct in 10 seconds. A computer voice said. Wally pressed all kinds of buttons trying to escape. At the same time, Eve was rocketing towards the pod, hoping to crash up to Wally, but she was still far behind when kaboom! The pod exploded. A moment later, Wally blasted towards Eve using a fire extinguisher from its escape pod. Eve was pleased to see Wally and the plant safe and sound. She leant towards him and spark and passed between their heads. Wally was thrilled as the two danced dreamily in space. Back on Axum, Eve told Wally to stay hidden while she brought the planet to the captain. The captain was excited. If a plant could grow on Earth, then it was time for people to return. The captain gave the order to turn on the ship holy detector. It could identify the plant. If the plant was from Earth, the Axum would go there auto. So the autopilot refused. He was following orders from the head of Bang & Lodge, BNL, the superstore back on Earth that had built the Axum. On Earth that had built the Axum creatures earlier than people. And BNL had told everyone they would clean up all of the trash on Earth, but BNL had broken their promise. The work had proved to be too much. They had abandoned Earth and sent secret orders to Axum. Autopilot never returned to the planet. It had been when had made the planet disappear. Earlier he had told Gulsa to launch it into space so that the captain wouldn't ask any more questions. Now Gulsa tossed the plant down a garbage chute, but Wally, who had been climbing up the chute to find Eve, saved the plant once again. When Alto saw what had happened, he zipped Wally and turned off Evie. They both went down to the garbage chute. After sitting in his hover chair for years and having robots do everything for him. The captain was too weak to stop Alto. The robot had complete control of the ship. Down the garbage bay, Wally was in bad shape. He needed some spare pants. Eve knew where to find them. Back on Earth in his trailer, Wally had helped her. Now it was her turn to help him. Using her blaster arm to fire, she made a hole in the ceiling. She had to get the planet to the holo detector and bring the Axum back to Earth. Wally and Eve dodged the stewards with more help from the reject bots. While the captain struggled with Alto for control the bridge, Wally, the captain said a ship-wide announcement: bring the plant to the Lido deck 111. Have activated the holo detector. Sure enough, when Wally and Eve got there, the holo detector was activated. But then Alto overpowered the floor. A very weak Wally jammed himself under the holo detector to hold it up. Meanwhile, on the bridge, the captain was gathering all his strength he couldn't remember even getting out of his hover chair, but he had to try like a baby taking his first steps. He stood up, walked over to Alto and turned him off. The Axum passengers saw it all on their holo screens and cheered. Eve got the plant to the holo detector. Plant origin verified. A computer voice chorus said, set for Earth. The Axum Heaper jumped back onto Earth in no... Wait, let me show you this. The Axum Hyper jumped back to Earth in no time, flat, but Eve didn't know if she could save Wally. She flew him to his trailer and replaced his damaged parts. Then she blasted a hole into the trailer roof, rejecting his battery with sunlight. Wally powered up, but he didn't see himself. He didn't recognize Eve, or he didn't care. All he cared about